And a big thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio this morning, and this morning we're going to be talking about quilts. That's right, quilts, but not just any quilts, and not your grandma's quilt. I know we were talking earlier in the program just how quilts have evolved, the process of making quilts, and just how beautiful quilts can be. So in the studio to talk about the 16th annual Quilt Roundup, and that's Rim Country Quilt Roundup, is Elaine Putnam. And don't, oh my gosh, Heather would be so disappointed in me. Judy Syak.
Yes.
Yes! I got it. It took me a while, Heather. I am so sorry, but I got it.
Is she listening?
You know
Yeah,
Heather.
she's listening? Okay.
You know she is a proud daughter.
Yeah.
Heather Stage listening, her mom on the radio, talking about the Quilt Roundup. Sorry about that, Judy.
That's quite all right.
It's, yeah, middle of the week. I have to shake it out. So this is the 16th annual, I can't believe,
Well, it's the 16th show.
16th show.
Yeah, we didn't have anything during COVID, of course, and now we're going to every other year.
Oh, okay.
So it's not
Oh,
going to
really? Going to every other year?
We're going to every other year now.
Okay. So for those maybe that are newer to the area, aren't familiar with the Quilt Roundup, how did it get started, Elaine?
Well, it got started in 2005,
Uh-huh.
and at that point, it was Barbara Wolf who owned Quilter's Outpost.
Mm.
And she and John Stanton, and a lot of people know who John Stanton
Yeah.
is because he used to be the chamber manager,
Yes.
right? So the two of them got together and put the event together, hoping that it would become something like, the Quilting Sisters in Oregon.
Oh,
So
okay.
it hasn't really, we never have done it outdoors.
Okay.
So the first year we did it over at the Nazarene Church.
Mm-hmm.
That was too small for us
Mhm.
at that point. Then we moved to the high school, the Payson High School. That was too small.
Wow. Oh, boy. Yeah.
So then we moved, and we actually had one year where we held it at the school down by the Green Valley Park.
Okay, JRE.
And that one was just for we did antique quilts that year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following year we moved to the Mazatzal.
Mhm.
And we've been at the Mazatzal ever since. We fill the Mazatzal at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And this year we have more quilts than we've ever had. So it's going to be very full.
Yes, so
This
when you,
year.
when you say more quilts than you've ever had, how many quilts will be on display there?
Okay, we have 167 quilts but that doesn't include the thread players.
Wow.
So I'm going to say we probably have close to, got to be maybe 190 to 200, because I'm not sure how many they have in their display.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going
190
to
to
be a lot.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot, so it's going to be great.
And now people will come from not just all around the state, but from all over the country and from even outside the country.
We do.
sometimes.
We've had people, schedule their vacations because they wanted to come to the United States, especially to see our show, because we've gained some notoriety in the quilt shows arena. We're the only quilt show that I know of that has a DJ.
Oh, DJ Craig out there? There we go.
So we have music the whole time.
Music.
And
yeah.
we also, our display is, as I've been told, is very professional. They really like our show. So they say that it's as good as any of the national shows. We're just on a smaller scale. We wish we had more room. If we had more room, we would be able to fill that. But
Wow.
as you know, in Payson, we have limited venues for that.
Yes,
So-
yeah. And, wow, I'm thinking about the room, there's a additional room in the casino.
There is,
that's
and we've
in the
talked
back,
to
and it's
them
kind of a
multiple.
storage room.
It is.
Yeah, but it used to be, I remember when the casino first opened, they would have concerts back there and
Right.
other events back there,
Mhm.
bingo,
Yep.
different things.
We've
I-
talked to them about using it,
Wow.
but they have to
Yeah.
have some place where they can have storage, you know. and
Yes.
So they have not made plans. It's been like 5 years ago, I think now, that they were trying to plan something.
Mhm.
But I don't know what happened, maybe
Yeah.
because of COVID and.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
probably got in the way of,
Yeah.
that got in the way of a few things.
Got in the way of a few things, so they
Yeah.
might be a little bit behind there.
Yeah.
But we've told them, yeah, we could fill that area
Uh-huh.
if
Oh,
we
yeah.
had it.
If you had it. So there'll be quilters coming from all over the country and also vendors, Judy, right? There's vendors coming?
Yes, yes, we have quite a few vendors
Mhm.
and they bring different things,
Uh-huh.
either machines that they want to demonstrate
Mhm.
or I have a new vendor this year that apparently she makes aprons. And it's going to be exciting
Mhm.
to see what everybody's bringing. We have another one that's called Unique Fashions. So
Mhm.
I'm excited to see what they are going to have on display.
Yeah, because that's something I know over the years and having our shop, Scoops, right here. And when Gina opened the Copper Needle, there were times quite often where quilters would come down and get some coffee to get going for the classes that she was
Uh-huh.
doing there. And I think it was Leslie and some others with their kind of wearable quilts, or the quilts and the jackets and the
Yeah.
shirts
Yeah.
and or these coats, and
Right.
really cool. So that is something that, is done by quite a few quilters or some quilters.
Yeah.
Some quilters, they still do it, but Leslie has changed
Uh-huh.
her form of artwork now. She does a lot of paper piecing. She teaches a class over at the college and
Uh-huh.
has for about 4 or 5 years now. It's been quite a while. And so there are a lot of paper piece quilts, which means that we have a lot of really fine points.
Mm.
Things are very elaborate,
Okay.
very detailed, and we'll have some of that at the quilt show as well. Some of her students have entered some quilts.
Wow. So how long have you been involved in quilting, Judy?
Well, I quilted a long time ago. I was trying to teach myself back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
And then I didn't get started again until I retired in around 2014 or so.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm a short timer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm a short timer. And I attend a lot of Gina's classes that she has at the shop.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
now, Elaine, I don't think, you're not a short timer,
No.
are you?
I'm sorry. My phone is blowing up right
Yeah.
now. I've actually started in 2005.
2005, wow.
We bought a cabin up here in 2000, and so we were weekenders. And a year before I retired, which was 2006, and I got to retire early at 55, so that was nice.
Mm.
Yeah, I started taking classes at the Quilters Outpost,
Mhm.
and that's when I got started. And so I was able to attend the first quilt show, but I was, a novice
Uh-huh.
at that point. And then in 2006, I started helping John,
Uh-huh.
with the quilt show. And then 2007, he pretty much released the chairmanship of the Quilt Roundup to myself and Maureen
Mhm.
Pastica,
Uh-huh.
and we've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
So-
And, yeah, when this first started, it was a chamber event, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was
I
a
remember
chamber
that.
event.
Wow. So Again, the 16th, not annual, but 16th year, and on the flyer it has Sweet 16 show. Because it's been going on, or there's 16 shows that have, 15 that have happened, and this will be the 16th. The dates are November 3rd and 4th, so that's a Friday and Saturday. The hours Friday are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then Saturday from 9 to 4 p.m., and it is at the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino in the exhibition hall. And again, there'll be live or music with DJ Craig. There's vendors, exhibits, the quilt exhibits, demonstrations, lectures, also raffles too. And people can win like a quilt or quilts, I believe, with the raffles. Is that one of the items or some of the items?
No.
No?
We have what we call a vendor shop hop, and I'll let Judy take it from here. So
Each of the vendors will donate something towards a basket of gifts. And that will be raffled.
Okay,
So
that's...
you get a lot of different little goodies.
So now, are some, and I'm trying to think over the years, are some of the quilts for sale, or do some of the quilters sell their quilts?
No.
No, okay.
Yeah, we don't really handle that.
Okay.
The Strawberry Patchers will have quilts for sale in their booth.
Okay.
Okay, so there will be quilts for sale, but it'll be in their booth.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So there will be some for sale, but not by the exhibitors?
Right.
Not by the people exhibiting?
Right, yeah.
Gotcha. Are most of the quilts that are made, I guess, then are they made to display, to give to family members?
All of the above.
All of the above?
All of the above, yeah.
Okay.
Some of them are, people put their quilts together just for shows, so they're show quilts. Other people put together quilts as gifts and display that. So some of them are bed quilts or little, wall hangings, and we have, say, wall hangings and table runners, and what else do we have?
I like
Beds,
to keep
everything.
I like to keep baby quilts on
Baby
hand
quilts,
because
yeah.
somebody's always having a baby, and then you can give them a quilt. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so a lot of different, and I guess occasions too,
Right.
weddings,
Sure.
when people get married,
Sure.
anniversaries.
And this, the thing that's a little bit different about the Quilt Roundup as opposed to the other quilt shows that we have in the area is that we do have a viewer's choice, but our quilts are judged by a quilt judge. So the ribbons that we give out are based upon how they fared with the quilting judge. So in fact, we're doing our judging on Monday.
Oh, wow, that early.
So, well, we have to.
You have
Yeah,
to.
we have to, yeah.
Oh,
We gotta
okay.
do it way ahead of time because then, we've gotta prepare. And we've already ordered all of our ribbons, the ribbons are in, and then we have to set up our show. So the show starts, we set it up on Thursday. So it takes us all day on Monday to do the judging. We're there from 7:30 in the morning to like 6 at night doing the judging. And we do it at the Nazarene Church. The Nazarene Church is officially our home base.
Okay.
Pastor Richie has been very, very kind to give us a home.
Nice.
And because otherwise, we're a nonprofit organization and we really only have had quilt shows like every year. Now we're doing them every 2 years.
Right.
So we can't really afford to have a location.
Yeah.
So we only have a P.O. box. So he's been so generous to offer us our home base.
There you go. So again, talking with Elaine Putnam and Judy Syak with Rim Country Quilters, and talking about the Rim Country Quilt Roundup that's taking place November 3rd and 4th at the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino in the exhibition hall. Again, on November 3rd, that Friday, the show is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then on the 4th, Saturday the 4th, it is from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And again, this is the 16th show, and there's going to be more quilts than there
We've
have
ever
ever
had.
been.
Right?
Yeah, so, and you don't have to be a quilter, or even if you've never you don't know anything about quilting, I would encourage you to go to the show because the quilts, they're amazing. Just the detail,
They
the
are.
size, some of the quilts, how big they are.
Somehow small they are.
Yeah.
If you, in our special exhibit room, we have Arlene Logan's quilts in there. And I'll name the other people that we have as part of the special exhibit, but I want to kind of point out that Arlene Logan does a lot of what we call thread painting.
Thread painting.
Thread painting.
Okay.
So instead of using paints to paint a picture, she uses thread to paint a picture.
Oh, wow.
And they are
Amazing.
amazing.
Wow.
They are truly amazing. You wouldn't even believe they're not a photograph.
Uh-huh.
And she does it all with thread.
With thread.
Thread.
Yes.
Yep, colors of thread.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness, talk about time consuming.
Time consuming. So she's got like 120 feet that we've given her to display her quilt. So it's just gonna be beautiful. And so let me tell you about the other
Oh, yes.
artists too. Okay, so we've talked about Leslie Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
So Leslie Peacock, she's gonna have some in there, and Monica Hancock,
Mm-hmm.
Alice Leach, myself,
Mm-hmm.
Ingrid DeCook, Maureen Pastica, Bonnie Kuskoris, and Chris Levitro. And we're all award-winning quilt artists.
Wow.
So our quilts have won in multiple locations. So we'll have a story behind each of our quilters, along with, some of their works
Mhm.
in the exhibit so that you can see them.
So how long have you been competing in shows then? When did you start doing that, Elaine?
When did I start? I actually started, we've always had a judge show
Uh,
here at the Quilt Roundup. So I actually started in 2006.
so right after if you started
Right.
like 2005, you got right into it.
I just, got into it while I was doing the quilt show,
Uh-huh.
so, we're all encouraged to put our quilts in there.
Uh-huh.
So I started putting my quilts in there. My first major win
Mhm.
was 2014.
Mm.
And I partnered with Gina Perks,
Mhm.
and she custom quilted my quilt.
Mm.
And that's the one that has gained some notoriety
Mhm.
across the country,
Wow.
not just locally.
So when you say partnered, so it was your design? or
I
your-
did all the piecing on it,
Okay.
and Gina did the quilting on it, and she quilted it all with silk thread
Mhm.
and changed colors. It's really beautiful. It'll be in the show, so people can see that. But it's been on
Wow.
national shows.
Mhm.
It's been featured in national magazines.
Mhm.
And I think it's all because of Gina, to be truthful. The quilting just made the quilt. And so
Wow.
I'm so honored that she quilted one of my quilts.
Mm. That's really cool. And I know probably a lot of people that aren't familiar with quilting wouldn't know that there's, national shows
Right.
or all of
Oh,
these
yeah.
big shows.
Houston is a really big show.
Really?
And
Wow.
so we're gonna mention Gina really quick. Gina is known not just nationally,
Mhm.
but internationally. And she's going to have a lecture at the show
Mhm.
at 2:00 on Friday.
Okay.
So she's very famous.
Uh-huh.
Not a lot of people understand and realize that we have such a famous person from this area, but she's very famous.
Mm. And Gina has the Copper Needle, which is right
Right.
here in the Sawmill
Right.
Theater
Right, so
Complex.
she's one of our vendors and one of our sponsors.
Mhm.
She's a very big supporter of our quilt show.
Wow, that is great. And she offers classes regularly,
Right.
doesn't
Oh,
she?
yes,
out
Yes.
of her,
yes.
Yes,
shop
every
there?
week. Yeah, we have something going on all the
Yes.
time. Just visit our website, thecopperneedle.com.
The Copper Needle. And then also, if you wanted more information about the Quilt Roundup, and again, that's November 3rd and 4th at the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino. The website is quiltroundup.org. And also the phone number, and let me guess, it's your phone number, right, Elaine?
Right.
Wasn't hard for me.
Phone's been blowing up.
I'll give you, can I have 3 guesses? I'll only need 1. But, then the phone number for Elaine is 928-978-3464. And again, if you want more information on the Quilt Roundup, or you want to see, what other things are happening there, a list of the presentations or demonstrations, lectures, that's on the website. Also, I think it is good to recognize the sponsors that make really it possible or really contribute to the
We
show.
have so many, and guess who forgot to bring the list? So if I've forgotten anybody, please forgive me.
Mhm.
Okay. So the Copper Needle
Mhm.
and KRIM, of course. And we have, oh my gosh, why am I going to go blank?
No, and the main the presenting sponsors.
The main, the Nazarene Church, the Gila
Uh-huh.
County Supervisors.
Uh-huh.
The Gila County Supervisor is our presenting sponsor.
Uh-huh.
And we got the Nazarene, we've got the Mazatzal Casino as well.
Mhm.
They sponsor our awards presentation.
Oh, nice.
And the Nazarene Church sponsors our special exhibit
Mhm.
area. And then we have numerous groups around town. Boy, I wish I
Mhm.
brought
Oh, yeah,
Leslie Peacock,
Uh-huh.
and we've got Debbie and Jeff Vaughn, and we've got Chris Levitro and Chris Mann, and we've got just a lot of individual
Mhm.
ones. All of our sponsors will be listed on our website, so
Mhm.
I don't want to be remiss in recognizing them. I just forgot to bring the list.
Oh, no, that is
So-
okay. And on the flyer, there's also a QR code that you can scan that gives you more information about the event.
Great.
As well. All right, so again, Rim Country Quilt Roundup, that's November 3rd and 4th. It's the 16th show, and it's at the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino, Friday and Saturday. Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday from 9 to 4. And again, more quilts than you've ever had,
It's
which,
going to be amazing.
yeah, because I remember past shows where there's quilts everywhere. I mean, you're just walking around and everywhere you look.
We've taken up every space we can at this
Uh-huh.
point. Last year, the last time we did this, we had a special treadle demonstration in an area that was set up for that.
Mhm.
That, we don't have anything in there. We were going to put our demos in there, but because we had so many quilts, we're going to be hanging quilts in there.
Mhm.
So, you do what you got to do, right?
Mhm.
To get them all in.
So if there are people watching or listening that want to start quilting, what is the best thing for them to do? Give you a call? Do you guys have regular meetings? Go into the Copper Needle?
I would suggest going into the Copper Needle.
Yes.
One of
Okay.
the things that we have there, okay, and Alice Leach is one of our sponsors, so Alice Leach and Craig Ginter. She does the beginning classes for
Okay.
quilting over at the Copper Needle.
Mhm.
And she's a fabulous teacher,
Mhm.
just fabulous.
Yes.
Leslie does classes over at the college,
Mhm.
and those, for seniors are free.
Mhm.
But those classes fill up really fast,
Mhm.
as does Alice's, so just watch watch the Copper Needle website for
Mhm.
the classes that are available. But that's a great way. We've got a lot of new quilters
Mhm.
that have started, and they're doing amazing. In fact, we're going to have some of their quilts in the quilt show. We have a novice ribbon that we give out,
Okay.
and so that's for anybody that's 2 years or less with
Mhm.
experience in quilting.
Okay.
So that they don't feel intimidated by trying to go against the big girls,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Now,
Our big boys. We've got male quilters too.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Men,
Yeah,
yeah.
we got male quilters.
And the quilts, when people are looking at the quilts, most of them are, a decent size.
Most of them are large.
They're large.
Yeah.
So approximately how long does it take a quilter to complete one of those large quilts?
I think it depends on the time that you're putting into it
Yes.
and your abilities.
Mhm.
I have when I started, and it's still sitting in pieces because I kind of lost where I was headed there. So, but it can vary.
Mm-hmm.
The very first quilt I ever did, I did completely by hand, and it was a king size, and it took me over a year,
Oh, wow.
and I made it for my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
And how about for you, Elaine? What do you say? Like, I know it depends on what's going on in your life.
right.
But
how much time
typically
you
we can put one
dedicate.
together in a couple of months. Some people can put them together very quickly in a couple of weeks. And
Whoa, a couple of weeks?
Oh,
One of
yeah.
those big
Oh,
yeah,
ones?
we have some really
Prolific.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the word.
Wow.
Prolific quilters, and they
Yeah.
can put them together in a few days, some of them. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But, typically it takes a couple of months for those of us that are average.
Wow. So yeah, so a couple months
Yeah.
to do that, and that's probably spending quite a few hours each
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I mean,
I would say, yeah.
yeah.
Takes a
Wow.
while to piece it, and then most of us, well, some of us quilt. We do have some people that do their own quilting.
Mhm.
I like to say I do my quilting by check.
Uh,
So
yes.
I pay somebody to do my quilting. That quilting is where you take the top and the batting and the backing
Mhm.
and sew it together.
Okay.
So we actually separate the process as, if you do the top, it's called, you're piecing it.
Piecing. And,
Right.
Okay.
And if you're taking them and you're putting the layers together and sewing that, then it's called quilting it. So I'm a piecer, not a
Okay.
quilter, but we do have quite a few people that piece and quilt. I'm just not one of those.
Mm-hmm. So now the quilting part of it, is that mainly done by a machine? Or do you have those that also do it by hand?
Yes, both.
Oh,
Yes, but
gotcha.
I think the majority are done by machine
Mm-hmm.
at this point. But it's fun to do it by hand.
Mhm.
It really is. It can be very time consuming
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and
It does.
a lot of finger pricks.
I've only done 3 hand quilted quilts, and each one have taken me 2 years, because you only do it kind of like when you're sitting down, you have
Right,
some time.
right.
Mhm.
And they're big quilts, and so, yeah.
Right.
So mine have taken me, each of them, 2 years
Yeah.
to do.
Wow.
So, but that's the only quilting I've done. I don't do machine quilting because it isn't in my talent repertoire.
And the machines, I mean, there'll be machines out
Yes.
at the quilt
Gina
show as
will
well.
have
A lot.
demos
Yes.
on the machines there.
And some of the machines are large
Yes.
machines.
Now, some
Yes.
people do their quilting by a domestic machine, which is a regular sewing machine.
Okay, yeah.
And that is quite a feat. Takes a lot more time to do
Mhm.
that.
Especially the bigger the quilt is.
Right, and it's not easy to do, because the bigger the quilt, the harder they are to manage in a domestic machine, because you only have so much throat space
Mhm.
that you can move
Right.
the quilt in.
Mhm.
So,
Where the large machines, it's a
You
much
just
larger-
lay it
Right,
out.
It's laid out and,
Wow.
and you move the machine rather than move the quilt. On the domestic machines, you're moving the quilt.
Mm.
On the long arm machines, you're moving the machine itself over the top of the quilt.
Oh, wow.
So it makes it a little bit easier.
Mhm. And I could see where somebody using a machine like that could get a quilt done.
Oh, a lot
pretty-
faster.
A lot
Oh, yes.
faster if they were very proficient with the machine.
Well,
Right.
if they're doing it by hand,
Uh,
now we have computerized
yes.
Oh.
long arms. And
Wow.
all you have to do is just program it in, and away you go. So a lot of it is edge to edge.
Mm.
You can do one of those in a couple hours, so
Oh my goodness.
yeah, a
Wow.
lot faster.
Yes.
But if you're doing it by hand, it's gonna take you
A lot
a lot longer.
Right.
Yes. So you can learn this and so much more. I'm sure there's even more, a lot more to quilting and just all the different techniques, variations, ways you can do it. And it sounds like it's completely up to the individual and what they want to do,
Exactly.
what they enjoy. And
I think that's
how much-
part of, yeah, what they enjoy, that's a really good key, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they enjoy.
Yeah. So again, the 16th, Sweet 16 show, Rim Country Quilt Roundup, is November 3rd and 4th. That's Friday and Saturday at the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino in the exhibit hall. The times Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 4. And there will be more quilts than there ever has been at any of the previous shows. So you definitely want to get out to the show, enjoy these beautiful works of art.
They are works of art.
They are. Yes,
Yes,
well,
sir.
thank you
Well,
so much.
thank you so much for having us
Elaine,
on. Thank you.
Judy.
Yes, we
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Oh, yes, thank you.
We appreciate your support. You've been a big supporter of the Quilt
Oh.
Roundup for a long time.
Oh,
And we are a
you're welcome.
nonprofit organization,
Mhm.
so, any donations that you make for any of our goods that we're selling at the show, actually, we're accepting donations for them.
Okay, great. All right, well, thank you again for coming on. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching this morning. And also a big thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring our Community Spotlight program. Well, time to get back to the music with some Big Country, Allman Brothers, Led Zeppelin, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
With this morning's KRIM weather.
You're really good.
Oh,
Oh my God, I forgot this.